Well, it's hard to do the work, and something you just said, it's hard to do the work out front because I know out front you're gonna catch a lot of hate, and you're gonna catch a lot no matter
But
what you do
okay,
when you're in the
but for
front.
why? Can somebody? This is what I would really want to know. Why? Why are we so mad? What, I don't. I really want to have a dialogue with
So you
somebody who
asking me the
actually.
question?
I don't. I mean, I'm just, no, I'm putting it in the air. Like I want to
Okay.
have a dialogue with somebody who just utterly hates me, and I just would really want to know why.
Well, okay. So that's a good segue too, right? So in the last interview I did with Viv, so it wasn't the full pod, but it was one of the clips from the pod, one of the clips, about a 10-minute clip, and it was in relation to beef, YouTube beef amongst people covering these stories.
Yeah.
And look, I didn't know you, but what I saw from the work and what you were doing, I was like, there's a difference because I didn't see you as a YouTuber. And obviously Viv was like, nah, he's definitely not a YouTuber. He's an activist. And I was able to see some of your history online and it was well. So you covering a story is different than someone else making videos of the story and talking about it. So the understanding I got was that you're getting the attention, and I think some people feel jealous about it, the attention, because some people just want the attention in covering a story, and that's my assumption. So my thought is that even me myself trying to cover it, I say to myself, well, I don't care about me. I don't want any attention. I think it's great. Everybody should be working in the same direction if they want the problem solved, because the problems in Dalton or the problems in Chicago or anywhere that you advocate for, I'd imagine your goal is to solve the problem, to get to the investigation, find out what the issue is, and have it solved. You don't want to just be on TV talking about it so it can keep going for your name to ring. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get that impression from you, is what I'm saying. So I think that's maybe what you're running into. I mean, so what have you noticed from other? Because I read some of the comments on that particular video. You know, a lot were good, and I saw you chime in and reply. I said,
Yeah.
okay. I said my brother goes in and he's replying and addressing the people, but I saw some good, obviously some bad. A lot of it was good from what I saw. They were saying, got a lot of good work. They love the work you're doing, and so on. Then I heard other people saying that, oh, he just wanted attention and da 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 da.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe where it come from. But you can let me know what you experience.
That's what I experienced. I think that it is the sensationalizing of me, and it is an uninformed or scared constituency that think that advocacy is just ambulance chasing. But for me, I do find myself perplexed because I still haven't totally put my finger on it. I just know that I'm not special. This happens to everybody that has ever been in the seat of advocating, and that's why I choose to just be combative back. I'm not trying to be a model or no household name. I'm not trying to be popular. I just want to be respected because I show up, I make the investments, and I try. And I'll tell this to anybody. This is the advice that I will have. Two things. Number one, uh, be rich. Don't be known.
Right.
Get the bag. Forget the
Right.
clicks and the attention. It is not. It is a painful existence, especially if you got the attention and not the bag. And then the
Right.
second thing I'll tell people is that I had to learn how to follow the headlines and not the comments, because most of the negative innuendo comes from people who can never understand your shoes, and they are in the comments, and they feed off of the insignificance that they're feeling amongst each other. Rumors spread like wildfire. But if it
Mhm.
ain't a headline, a credible source, a credible news source, I don't really pay attention to it. I fight the comments and I make sure I make the headline. And so that would be the advice I would have to people. But don't go after being an advocate. I got a lot of respect to all the content creators because this is one hard ass thing to do, especially if you're doing it by yourself, man. I can barely pay attention to all the screens, the buttons, the timing. God damn. Podcasting
Yeah.
and all that. No, thank you. But
Right.
for me, I just want people to know that I was suicidal. I've come out talking about sexuality. I have been in conflict with faith. I have been poor, rich. I have had my education taken from me, didn't have to fight to get it back. I've gone through hell in my life and I didn't have anybody. I lost the only child that I would ever father, and I've
Sorry to hear about
lost
that.
a lot of things, and I've consistently lost in a lot of ways. Those difficult spaces and those hard spaces is why I advocate, because I never wanted to have someone else be voiceless like I've been my entire life. And so when I look at people who are jealous, go through half of what I've gone through just
Yeah,
to be able to hold my head up even when it feels like the world is on my shoulders. This is not about fame or fortune. It doesn't bring that. And the more people who are celebrating you is the same amount of people who crucify you the moment they find out that you're human. And so